historic address on the House floor last night. It was the longest speech to a joint session of Congress ever. It lasted 1 hour and 40 minutes. Watch.
To my fellow citizens, America is back. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years. And we are just getting started. The golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before.
It was a rousing speech, but less than 10 minutes into it, Texas Congressman Al Green was kicked out for his interruptions. Watch this.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
All right, and there he goes. Now, in my opinion, the key takeaway from last night, the president just not backing down from his agenda. He's doubling down, and clearly it is full speed ahead. Congressman Green wasn't the only Democrat to protest Trump. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib held up a white board with messages like "Stop lying to the American people." Many Democrats held up signs referencing Doge. And as a whole, they refused to stand up for anything the president said. Liz Peek joining me this morning. Look, this is my opinion. I think those protests from the Democrats fell totally flat. That is an understatement, in my opinion. What say you?
Well, clearly they did, because the polling shows that 76% of the country approved of the speech. And that was a poll from CBS, not normally a left-leaning organization. So, look, I think people liked what they heard. It was a very important speech in the sense that the efforts by this government to disrupt a lot of things that are going on, Stuart, have left things a little shaky. We've had 2 big down days in the market. Americans aren't really comfortable with tariffs. They don't know where that's going to go. I would say also they have been told by the left-wing media that it's going to raise prices through the roof. We haven't really seen that yet, but people are concerned about inflation coming back. So it's really important for Donald Trump to stand up there and saying, here's what we're going to do. Yes, there's going to be some disruption, a little bit of shakiness, but here's the point of it all. And I think he made the case extremely well. And boy, did the Democrats look stupid with their little lollipop signs. They looked like spoiled brats. And they were booing. One of the biggest booing of the night came when he talked about his election win. What are they booing? That's on them. That's not on him. He won the election. So I thought it was all just quite a poor performance.
During the address, Trump read the letter that he'd received from Ukraine's Zelensky. This is all about that contentious White House meeting. Watch this.
I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides.
Liz, it does look like a peace deal is close.
Yeah, I mean, it would be enormous. This is one of his major campaign promises, that he could bring an end to this war. Stuart, how can anyone not be in favor of peace, right? And the Democrats, again, right now, they're like standing up. They're trying to get in between Zelensky and Trump. They had this meeting with Trump, with Zelensky before his Oval Office meeting, which went so off the rails. Look, I think actually what's come out of that meeting is positive in the sense that now we have Europe engaged. We can't overstate this, because Europe engagement is always fractious, difficult, takes forever to get organized. But the reality is UK and France, if they're willing literally to put boots on the ground in a peacekeeping effort along the front line to enforce a ceasefire, good for them. I mean, that actually is what Trump wants, right? He's been pushing Europe to get more engaged in their own defense for 8 years. So I think all of this actually is moving in the right direction. I think the minerals deal is a win-win, and I think it's going to happen.
This could be a big win for Trump, Liz.
No question.
Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank